So it's important for the CEO of the company to understand not the nitty-gritties, but to understand these tools, what you can do with these tools. The third important thing is that, most of the time, some people who are very smart try to make their own digital marketing team. They try to form big companies, they try to form their own digital market. Never do that. Never do that. You give it to a guy who knows the job. But how do you identify this guy? That is when you follow my first 2 points. One, you have to understand what is, the boss himself has to know what is the potential of marketing through these things. The next one is, as Mr. Tangaraj had said, is about reviews. Reviews really play a very big part. Some people can write something good or bad about you, and that can make a very, very big decision. It can really disturb. It can spoil the sale that's really happening. I was in Mumbai recently, and I was returning. I was on the Uber, and this driver was really, acting crazy. He was too courteous. I didn't know Hindi. He knew only Hindi, but he was trying to be too courteous. I wanted to taste some pav bhaji. I asked him in my own language I could communicate. He went off the way. He took me there. I knew for what. He wanted some extra commission, after all he's driving a car and he wanted some extra commission. So he wanted some extra money. So I knew that anyway. He was good at me and he dropped me in the airport. And he had to, I paid the bill and he had to give me 20 rupees change. I said, that's okay. He insisted that I take the 20 rupees. I was surprised. This man was acting so funny. He was acting too courteous. And all for this tip. But he refused to take. I was surprised. Then, he said, Saab, please take that Uber app and put 5-star rating review for me. He was working his way out for that review. And you know how important it is for a customer who has used your product to tell that you are the best guy. And please understand that unfortunately, when you have done a good job, there is no review. And when you have really blown it, he takes all the time to give you the... Imagine, I told you about this Bangalore guy, this auto rickshaw wala who took that extra money from me. If only I had a chance to write a review, I would have taken leave from office that day to write that review. And bad reviews, people take time and see to that you close down your business. You have to be very, very, very careful. So marketing is about human, it is about people who have problems, who are looking for solutions. People, whether it is marketing, whether it is eating idli dosa from Dabawala, or, whether it is buying these big machineries from Karthi. Somebody has a problem and he wants a solution. That's why he's paying you money. And please understand that he does not want to be cheated. Let me finish with this. See, the 3 things they say is a bare necessity for man. மனிதனுக்கு அடிப்படை தேவைகள் 3ன்னு சொல்றாங்க. என்ன சொல்லுங்களேன்? உணவு, உடை, இருப்பிடம். உணவு, உடை, இருப்பிடம். இந்த 3மே ஜெயிலில் கிடைக்குங்களா? உணவு கிடைக்குமா? உடை கிடைக்குமா? இருப்பிடம் கிடைக்குமா? 3மே கிடைக்கும். You get all these 3, but still it's called punishment. You know why? You know what is the actual punishment? The actual punishment is that you cannot see your loved ones. So relationship, உறவு தான் அடிப்படை தேவை ஒரு மனிதனுக்கு. Even in marketing, it is a relationship which can really build you, whether it's digital or whether it's conventional marketing. It is only a relationship which can grow you. And thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Paul. Ladies and gentlemen, I think you have to put your hands together and give a big round of applause to the next speaker. The next speaker, because he has been married for 25 years. I think, I don't know whether to wish you well or wish you... okay. So, Mr. Ashok is going to be the next panel speaker. He is the Managing Director of Auto Print Machinery Manufacturers Private Limited, who are in the business of automotive components. He has been past chairman of CIA, Coimbatore. He is also a member of the CIA Tamil Nadu State Council. He has been the vice president of the Indian Printing, Packaging and Allied Machinery Manufacturers Association. A big man. I meant both physically and otherwise. And Ashok, something very interesting about him is the fact that he is running this company, and I think he is one of those people, I've known him quite well, and he is one of those people who tries innovative practices and he succeeds in that. And he believes truly in management. He has been, Now he initiated the establishment of a training center at Coimbatore and in Gwalior to provide hands-on professional training to aspirants. That also is very important. He believes in working with youngsters, and therefore I think he will answer the question of how do you market in the digital era, hopefully. He has received numerous awards. He has traveled quite extensively around the world, and he has covered so far only 28 countries. When is the 29th coming along? I don't know. He is an avid basketball player. He looks like that. And in PSG CAS, as well as he has represented the state of Tamil Nadu and Bardiyar University. Big round of applause. There you have C.N. Ashok.
Well, it's law of marginal diminishing utility. It's almost about 50 minutes or more you've been listening. So I know the state of affairs you are in. So let me keep it as short as possible, maybe 5 minutes. I'm going to share with you some experiences that we have come across, or what I am sharing with you are things that have been implemented in our company. Well, we did some mistake and then corrected ourselves, and then thereafter succeeded right now. So when we talk about QCD, that is quality, cost and delivery, any entrepreneur or any company, the cost QCD is very important, quality, cost and delivery. But what we lately realized was many consultants, many managers, many people came and they were discussing so much on cost, quality and delivery, but fundamentally there was something other than QCD which was also important, specific to each industry. For example, for you to understand easily, let's talk about airline business. When you talk about QCD, other aspect to airline business is safety. So when you do QCD, you don't touch safety. Somebody comes and says, we'll buy a low cost tire. Or somebody says something else we can compromise. Similarly, if you're talking about a hotel industry, a restaurant, batter, what other gentleman is doing, we don't compromise on hygiene. If it's going to be something like Paramudra Nilayam or something else, you don't compromise on the freshness. So this is what people need to understand when you embrace into the marketing through digital era. So unless and until you know your core, what are you talking about? So coming to us as a company, we are into capital equipment manufacturing. And our products range from 3 lakhs to about 1 crore. So we never analyzed, we never understood lately, 10 years back we understood this. For us, it is reliability, after-sales service, and thereafter relationship. So we said in digital, we'll only focus on these 3 areas. In the sense, when we wanted to promote our product. When we wanted to promote our product, we ensured that after-sales service. So way back in 2002, we went ahead and implemented the CRM. We co-located our server in Chennai. I can proudly tell you all my 10,500 customers are now connected to the company. The service engineers are connected. My customers are connected. And today, when a service call reaches my toll-free number, an SMS goes automatically to the service engineer, and the service engineer goes and attends the call, and then the call is closed, and my CRM is updated. And as of now, I can tell you how many pending calls are available with my 10,500 customers. We have a defect monitoring system where within 48 hours a call is not closed, it pops up to me saying that this call is overdue. So this was what was done in terms of relationship. Then the second one was they buy machines from us, repeatedly they buy. So when they buy, the most important thing is ordering of spares. So now the entire website is updated with spare cost. All they have to do is go and just click it. They all have a password. The serial number of the machine is the password of the machine, our CRM. So they take the serial number, configure their password, they just order and swipe the card, we ship the parts to them. We have 10,500 customers, and the profile of customers ranges, as I told you, from 3 lakhs to 1 crore. So the profile will vary in the respective places. So coming back to the other part, when you talk about digital marketing, I have divided into two. One is governance and second is promotion. Promotion of the product. When we talk about governance, of late what we do is, we have small groups of WhatsApp. So all my service engineer and all my sales executives at 9:30 in the morning have to report through the WhatsApp. That is governance. Followed by 9:30, I am also a group member. All I just look at it, I know. On a Wednesday evening by 5 p.m. on the WhatsApp group, he must punch in his permanent journey plan for the next week. That's at 5 o'clock. He has to punch it that next week from Monday to Saturday, where, in what places he is available. Third, in terms of governance, we manage 4 lakh customers, prospective customers in our CRM, which are based on something like PIN code of the country. If it is 641018, if I punch it, that's my PIN code. I will have one ledger for each one of you there. So that every day, whatever transaction is happened is updated on the ledger. And once that ledger is done, if somebody resigns the job, in my company, he has nothing to hand over. He can just leave. Because the ledger is updated real time, because his DSR, daily sales call report, is updated, and that is only online he has to update. The moment he updates it, he just says, I want to resign tomorrow, he can leave, we can just hand over, he can go. So this is on the governance part. What have we done on the promotion part? On the promotion part, we have now had 1-minute video in WhatsApp. So whenever a prospective customer comes through IndiaMart, we are enrolled with IndiaMart, there is a standard instruction that through IndiaMart, if they come and ask for a product, immediately a 1-minute video is sent to them. They see the video, they get engaged, they come back. Second video, third video, fourth video. By 5th video, we know what sort of a person he is, how serious is it, and then the commercial discussion starts happening. So this is what we do on the WhatsApp of a 1-minute video linked to our IndiaMart and the call center. So this is happening, so the relationship gets built up. I'm done with my 5 minutes. The last one to close is, I had a Bulgarian customer this morning. So she came and sat in front of me. She's bought a machine worth 60 lakh rupees. And I asked her this thing, how did you get in touch with me? He said, I inquired, I went through all the websites, both in China and India, interacted and then shortlisted you people. And then I came to you, and your company was the company which responded very systematically, which built the confidence on me, and she told which gentleman in the company responded. And she said, because of this, we have never met each other. A 60 lakh business came in, and now she's talking about another machine worth 60 lakhs. And above all, she wants to resign the company and take agency for few countries in that part of you. So you can see the power of it. So first, before I conclude, one, you must understand what is your core. Is it safety? Is it reliability, after-sales service, etc., which you will come across? Second, you should be very clear that in this digital era, this is very important, a necessary investment. Last one, our CRM was started in 2002 with an investment of 1 crore, and now it is 15 years since we are running. Thank you so much.
Short, very, very relevant and extremely well put. Thank you. Now we are going to the last panel speaker before we indulge in our internal discussions. Colonel Sridharan is known as the Care Man. His brand is Kovai Care. He generally talks only to people like me with white hair, preferably with a back pain, who cannot walk and all that. But today he agreed to speak to all the youngsters on digital era. How do you market? Colonel Sridharan was a career army officer, and he served the army for nearly 30 years. He is a graduate of the National Defense Academy. He was commissioned in the Regiment of Artillery in 1969. You don't look like that. A graduate of the Defense Service Staff College, he was also a member of the faculty of that prestigious institution at Wellington. He has served the directorate at Army Headquarters, General Staff Officer in Ladakh, Military Assistant to the Chief of Army Staff, etc. And he was conferred the Vishisht Seva Medal by the President in 1992. He retired prematurely in 1995, and I think with the support and assistance of his beloved wife, Chitra, he decided to enter this business of real estate. So in 2001, he launched the Kovai Property Center, and today he has created this brand called Kovai Care. He talks about retirement community in Coimbatore, Chennai, Hyderabad, Bengaluru, Mysuru, and name the place in India and abroad, he is there. Besides retirement community, he also talks about assisted memory and palliative, something called Polycare, which is based on the concept of family doctors. And that he expects will be operational in May 2017. You remember that is next month? Okay, next month. I will hold you on to that. Okay, and Colonel and Team Kovai are now involved in creating new concepts in the domain of senior care. He has been a consultant to a number of people abroad, and he has 2 daughters and, more importantly, 2 granddaughters. Colonel, all yours.
Thank you, Professor, and the intellectually brilliant speakers on this dais. I'm the only one who came with a notebook. That shows how intellectually how deficient I am. I'm basically a 10th class pass. I always stayed in the beginning itself. I'm going to share with you very quickly, and I'm trying to make it, if possible, a bit hilarious. 1994, I was in the Staff College, Wellington. I had 3 establishments. I commanded my regiment in Madhukarai before that. My wife and my daughter, I left them here. My elder daughter was in Delhi studying in Lady Shri Ram College. I was posted in Delhi. From there I went to Wellington. I had 3 establishments. I had borrowed money of 3 lakh rupees from Ramesh Kumar, who was sitting here from HDFC. And he took 3,000 rupees a month. I was totally broke. And I didn't have any money, so I quit the army and came out with 3 lakh rupees in my pocket and 3,000 rupees as my pension in 1995. Some of you are not even born then. In 1994, my contractor who built my house came to me one day and he said, can you not help me to, join me and we'll sell one plot of piece of land. So I told him I had no idea about marketing. He says, no, you seem to be reading a lot, so why don't you help me? So we went and saw a piece of land. It was about 6 acres. And I asked him what cost. He said 8 lakh rupees a cent. Sorry, 8,000 rupees a cent. And I said, you have to invest about 25,000 rupees. I'll create a small website. He said, what is a website? So I tried to tell him what it was. Then I said, you have to spend about 25,000 rupees and give classified advertisements in all these class A cities like Delhi, Bombay, etc. And I said, what rate you said is this land? He said 8,000. I said, we will market it for 16,000 rupees a cent. Coimbatore, ladies and gentlemen, in 1994 did not have internet connectivity. How did I do it? I had my brother in Delhi. I told him that Coimbatore, Delhi will be by fax. And from there, he will send it on the net. My website was only one page. It was a novelty those days. And then from there, any reply came, he used to send it to me. I'm not trying to boast because this is something which I pride in. In exactly 8 months' time, I sold that 6 acres of land and my share was 6 lakh rupees. I'd never seen that kind of a money in my life. I quit the army the next year. I've been a great believer in this power of this internet. In fact, even in my earlier stages of my career as an entrepreneur, I even designed websites for people. Without understanding how to do it, of course, I had some technically qualified guy, but I used to write the script because my father was a journalist and he taught me English through the Run and Martin grammar book. So I could write English or speak English. And that is how I started off my career in this real estate. All the websites that we have had so far, the script was mine. But now I've graduated to this so-called digital marketing because I realized over a period of time that these advertisement costs were killing us. Do you know that we have projects in multiple locations, and a place like Bangalore, to give an ad for half a page in Times of India, they charge you 26 lakh rupees. And it's only people just see it and they don't even remember it. So this, if at all the marketing had to be done, we realized that it has to be done through digital marketing. And we tried to employ somebody from a company to help us. We paid for 10 months some money. Somehow the chemistry was missing and we found that we are not getting the desired results. Even though we were told that when you enter into digital marketing, it will take you at least 6 months to 8 months before you can see an odd click coming to your way. I believed that. But today I don't believe it. Today I have an in-house team. I've got a wonderful team set up and my DGM is here. And I want to tell you just the statistical data which I give you, that I'm so proud of the fact that my advertisement cost has come down drastically across the board. And just to give you an example, in the month of March, we just spent 1.2 lakhs to launch a project in Mysore. And through the digital media, that was our expenditure through AdWords and whatever you want to use it. And we got 8,659 clicks, and I sold 40 houses in 2 days. That is how, and we don't sell peanuts. Our houses come at a cost of about 50 lakhs each. So today, I personally, I will be very frank with you, this media, the era in which we are living in, and the era that you are going to be seeing is going to be very, very exciting if you only learn to innovate and use technology to your advantage. If you don't use the technology advantage, or if you don't keep yourself abreast of the technology that is happening around you, I can tell you one thing, the young team that I have in my office of 40, 45 boys and girls, they will sell me in the open market. So I have to be one up on them, so I try to keep myself abreast of how you can do various things. Having said that, today, I am in the business of senior citizens care. I started off with only a retirement community, thinking that I have to give a house, give some food, give some basic medical, and then these oldies like a professor, not me, I'm a very young man of 68. No, these oldies will be very happy and satisfied, and that will be the end of life. That was how I started in 2004, and there were only skeptics who told me that this will not function at all. But over a period of time, I've realized that we guys are not dying. You know, we are living long. I've got people who are 106, 102, 95, 96. They've got a plethora of problems, right from Parkinson to dementia to Alzheimer. You name it, they have it. But they are alive, and they're living. They understand what is wellness. They understand what is healthcare. They want to enjoy an active life. They go to gym. A guy like me goes for spinning. I do, in 45 minutes, I lose 650 calories and do 27 kilometers in a pedal beat twice a week. So we have started living longer, and consequently, care has become a very big issue for us. So we have to innovate and create this care, assisted care, memory care, palliative care, you name it, because in India, from the time a guy comes to your retirement community till his dead body goes outside, he wants to be taken care of. And in so doing, the services, how do we project ourselves through the digital media is what keeps us happy. I'll give you 2-3 examples of how it is done. Ashok said, you know, he gives them 1 minute, the video in the WhatsApp. What did we do? We created a Covey Care, and we put all the videos under that Covey Care in YouTube. We even got, and then we put this video of every single activity that we have. 10 days back, we had Zumba with my young people. This week, we are going to have Tai Chi. And why not? We have parties, we dance, we walk the ramp, and then we elected Mr. and Miss 2017. We enjoy. And these things are put on the net. And this is all put in the YouTube or your Facebook or wherever you want to put it. And that becomes our automatic promotion for my services and the kind of lifestyle that I give. I can tell you one thing, the website alone is not sufficient. It has got to be done differently. Today we have realized that the website people don't want to see because they don't have the time. So we have started creating landing pages for every single project so that people have to spend the least amount of time, and then if they want, they just contact us. We just want 3 things: their name, their email ID, that is more than enough. If they want to give me the phone number, they can give. If I have that, I'll contact them. Professor also said, my last statement, that people like him only contact us. Wrong. Young daughters-in-law, sons, daughters, contact us. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Very quickly, I'm going to ask a series of questions to the panel speakers, and I expect not more than 1 word or maximum 1 sentence answer. Is that okay? All right. So it's a rapid fire. Each of you will have to tell me what, in your opinion, has changed in the consumer between 1997 and 2017. In 1 word or 1 sentence, in your view. Between 1997 and 2017, what major change have you seen in the consumer?
Very high expectation.
He's more confused.
More confused.
There's too much of information. Diarrhea of information. Impatient.
Impatient. Very good. You said? Very high expectation, very impatient, and highly confused. Not you, the consumer. Speed in decision making. More knowledgeable. more money at hand to spend. Now, if you put all these together, more money on hand to spend, more information, more knowledge that you have, they want speed, speed of decision, speed of action. They have very high expectations. And you said impatient, which is also speed in a way. And you said highly confused. If you take this as the consumer, my next question, therefore, is how would you address this? This is what your consumer is today. How do you address?
See, I said their expectation levels are very high because of the kind of a product that I'm trying to sell or take care in terms of the services. So what is it that they need is 2 or 3 things. One is my brand equity has got to be very high. I got to have a very good spoken reputation of having provided what I promised. And third, if not the least, is that I am dependable for their parents or in-laws to be left under our care so that they need not worry at all. So therefore, having this kind of an expectation puts a lot of pressure on us to provide that kind of services and care.
Would you summarize that in one word as establishing credibility? Absolutely. Okay.
For my products, we do it in two ways. Two ways. One is, rather, almost 3 ways. The first part is to create research papers. So we continuously publish a number of white papers, which are again using only the net. We don't even print our brochures even. They're all circulated through the net. The second part is the videos of the machines. So we can link it to whatever their applications are. The last one is, again, related to credibility. We give directly the contact numbers of our existing clients. So those are the 3 ways in which we are managing our show.
For me, you address the pain points for the customer. As I told you, he has a problem, he is looking for a solution, he's coming to you. And he's not looking for features, he has a pain point and it has to be addressed. If you can hit on the pain point, then it is.
I would like to be more transparent in my dealing.
Understanding the customer better by knowing the profile of the customer and doing a study about the customer helps us to be more effective.
A great product and customer satisfaction as the main focus.
And therefore, my next question, which flows out of that, do you think this conventional wisdom which says that there is something called values, there is something called, the old style thinking, trust and values and all that, these words, do they have any meaning at all today?
I think if you really ask me, Professor, they have more meaning today than it had yesterday, even though the generation which we are encountering may not have the same kind of value system that we had. But if you have those values, definitely they expect you to have it at least when they come to you.
Because there is one thing that I have been hearing is that today's generation, the value has been eroded, they don't have values and so on and so forth. Do you think that is true?
It is not true. If that kind of a feeling is there, I think people like me are to be blamed. We are the ones who showed them the example of how we have eroded those values that we cherish. And when they see it day in and day out being played in the public arena or in the television, automatically we feel that they have lost their values.
I slightly disagree in the sense there is a value erosion. If we continue to respect value and start building up, those of the people will be successful. So if you ignore it, chances of success is going to be poor. You must respect it and it has to be there. There is an erosion in the value by and large. because of many things happening in politics and etc., etc. You cannot say discount it. But if you're conscious, maybe all of us are sitting here, we say value is important. Reasonably we are successful, that's why we are sitting here. So if you want to succeed, your values are very, very, very important.
I take from that, if you want to succeed, your values are important. But we live in a world where everybody's looking for a fast money, and there are lots of cheats around who actually erode this value system. And when the consumer compromises on price, he thinks, I get it cheaper here, why should I buy? Give more money, then he is cheated.
End of the day valuation, good values only will help the business to sustain. Otherwise, maybe short-term success could be seen, but on the long term, we will see a bigger erosion on the business itself.
Another thing that we often hear is that the present generation has a shorter span of attention. They want everything tomorrow, today, or this moment, or yesterday in some cases. And we also hear people saying, look, all the time, don't be on your mobile phone, don't be on your iPad, don't be on this, don't be on that. I know that there are some students here who spend probably 6 hours on the mobile phone every day, on an average. All right? Do you think this has anything to do with your marketing strategy? Will it affect your marketing strategy? It's a difficult question, is it?
I even differ. Some people, for the 6 hours you quoted, that's the time when they sleep, then they're off with the mobile. Right? There are people much more than hooked to their mobile and things. But this is going to be a new system. The life has evolved. We've moved from bullock carts to automobiles, something like that. Now we've moved to digital technology. So I think it's not right to say not to use the mobile phones, but teach them how to use it. And definitely since they spend most of the time there, any our advertising campaigns or business promotions naturally has to be inclined to the digital media. So that definitely has an impact on our business strategies.
The customer will be more of a lazy guy hereafter. He will sit and think, and you will have to deliver him that. He will not even order. That is only the world. And the technology is so fast, and unless we adopt to it, we will not survive.
As a business strategy, it is the fact that the generation that we see do not have the time to linger and wait and spend time to see things on your website or whatever it is. I think your strategy also has to change. Today your website, for example, I just give you a small example. Your website has got to be mobile friendly. If it is not, it is of no use to you or to anybody else. Secondly, don't overload them with too much of information because they don't have the patience level to see and wait and do that. So whatever you put it, the EDMs are going to be short, crisp, and easily, you can be able to respond from that, and that should be attractive. If you can do that, I think you will make your business work for you.
One last question before I leave the floor open. Can you, with any degree of reasonable certainty, predict what will be, let us say, by 2020, 3 years from now, as far as technology is concerned, and therefore your strategy and your marketing strategy, can you predict what it is going to be in, let us say, 2020, approximately?
Well, we at our company has recognized vision as one of the area. We believe in the digital direction vision will become. For you to understand vision is when the 2000 rupee note and 500 rupee note was printed, it had 27 security features. And we used a camera. We used 7 cameras to inspect the currency and deliver it to the ATM. So vision will become, in digitally the direction will be vision.
With regard to financial services aspects, sir, I would like to say that there's a new concept of robo-advisory, which is currently being there. where the element of more structured and based on a query-based model, there are solutions being suggested now. We'll have to wait and see how successful it would be, but going forward, a lot of automation and new technological developments will be there in our part of financials industry too.
To what extent do you think business analytics or data analytics will play a role in your business?
Hell of a lot. Sorry. I think it will play a lot of role. And I also want to add two more things to this data analytics. I think we are going to look at this, this whole thing like your Aadhaar card, with which you can do everything without having anything else, could become very useful. I'm saying this basically because your Aadhaar is based on your fingerprints. I don't think there's any such thing technology available in the rest of the world. So this is going to be very useful. You may not need any other thing to be carried with you for making any transaction anywhere to anybody. That is one. And second thing, what I like to see is, I think these TV channels like the Amazon TV and things like that, they are going to be literally exploding into the digital media. Because so far they have not really come up, but definitely I see a huge scope. And third, of course, is the print media may start losing its shine much more than what we are seeing today.
For us, the 2020 in terms of digital, this thing would be access to the entire world. Today we are serving maybe a small portion of the world as such. What Ashok sir has already implemented with his machines, we are at the rudimentary stage. We are at a stage where we could have access to all our currently running machines using digital technology, where we can analyze and predict as to when they might fail and take preventive action right now, so that the life of those machines are faster, are longer. So those are the kind of things that we are envisioning using our digital technology, and that in turn would help us to sell more. So that is our vision for 2020.
2020, on the negative side, in e-commerce, you know, when our children are all growing up with no value system, when they think an Armani suit and an Omega watch is their prestige, there are lots of duplication market coming inside and really spoiling everything. You know, the same Omega watch, one person will be wearing it for 1.5 lakhs, another person will buy that for 7,000, and both walking, and there's no meaning.
In the retail space, augmented intelligence is happening, and a lot of data analytics is happening. For example, I have a idli store. You order idli. After a certain number of orders, I could tell you that you always like idli with chicken Colombo. Why are you ordering mutton? Or I can change the menu for you. And also, if you go into a mall, I can tell you that the car park in the basement 2 is available for you when you just get into the road. I can tell you that a blue jean you were looking at last week is available in the store at a better price. So we'll keep on feeding customers with a lot of info. We'll induce them to buy. So their spending is going to be increasing tremendously, and they're going to do a lot of unwanted spending also.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for those responses. The floor is now open. We'll take a few questions. You can introduce yourself, your name, your institution, and then shoot the question. Can we have the mic?
Good afternoon, panel members. It was a wonderful discussion. I am Dr. Savita Nair. I'm a faculty from GRG School of Management Studies. My question is about this, because of this digitalization, now all companies are able to establish their presence in the digital space. So that means that small companies as well as big companies, they are fighting with each other, no matter they are big or small. So do you feel that competition has intensified after this digitalization, and how has this impacted your business? I'm asking a challenge that you're facing in today's context.
Well, you are right. The competition is intense. For example, India is open for second-hand imports. So what machines we build, they are able to go through the internet and import that machine at half the price. and you also have unethical ways of under-invoicing and so on and so forth. But then, since we are in the capital equipment space, as I told you, the transparency and building trust and confidence is very important. And not only that, when somebody is going to invest 60, 70 lakhs, he is also internally jittery. And more you give, more you be transparent and more you be trustworthy, we are able to win competition. This is my personal experience.
I think the competition is definitely much more than what it was. When I started this in 2004, maybe I was considered as a pioneer. Today there are 30 people who are doing this across. Coimbatore is the retirement capital of India. We've got 20 projects here for young people like me. But where you need to apply this is that even though it's small or big, it doesn't matter. You have to be one step ahead of everybody. I cannot be giving the same retirement community which I gave in 2004. I have to qualify myself or upgrade myself to the care component as the days go by. Similarly, communication becomes very important with my clients and also with their children. How do I make this happen irrespective of the health status? Third, I think we have to spend more money on research to provide better care to our seniors than what it is available today ourselves, instead of expecting it to be done by a hospital or a third party. So I think if you do all these things, you can stay ahead of your business.
In management language, would you say that differentiation will be the key factor?
100% true. Your key differentiators have to be not only to be seen, but it has to be experienced. And if you can make that happen, many of my seniors who buy from us, they come and spend about 3-4 days in our premises, in wherever our projects are complete. They experience and then only they buy. Because they also are not very sure whether they are going to the correct person or not. My 13 years of experience may not satisfy them. So they need to experience it personally. Like the way you go and buy a sari, better than buying in Myntra, you like to go and buy it from, say, one of the some shops in RMKV or whatever.
Working in a niche market, see, I'm into software, and every person has burnt his finger somewhere in the software. So I have been general manager of a company, I told you, I've been selling ERP for so many years. Now I don't do that. I concentrate on niche areas, I work on machine intelligence. To tell you an example, I have bagged an order with City Union Bank for configuring a robo in artificial intelligence in Chennai. My competitor was TCS. I have only 20 people working with me in my company. See, the point was, I understood there that the proof of concept, they were talking among them that it will take 4 months' time. When I told my CTO that we can do it very fast, so when I was sitting with them, I told them, I can give you the proof of concept next week, and I also understood the pain points that they were going through. I was able to do it. It has come on Tata Docomo's Do Big Stories this week. Sir.
I think the scope of the competition is widened, and as it widens, we've got scope for business also.
First and foremost is, I think this word old has to be removed from your vocabulary. I think age is only in numbers. And if you think the age is only in numbers, you will never call it as an old age home. Second, what are the innovations that we do? What are the key areas of my concern for my seniors is that I have to provide whatever care is necessary, whatever be the state of health. 1. 2, I have to provide the services. And 3, with the younger generation becoming senior citizens, am I able to upgrade my services technologically for them to be used? For example, we have created a software for my services. I have taught senior citizens how to use it on their mobile phone or the smartphones. So today they don't have to ring up and say, my tap is leaking or something like that. They just have to, on the mobile phone itself, they can call, just have to punch it, and it is recorded what time the complaint was given, when it was attended to, what was the cost it was billed, how much they accepted it as okay, and how it has been automatically billed to them, and what is the current balance in their account that they have to pay. So a very small thing that like this, if you can do, it makes a difference. And okay, they may not be able to be technically savvy, but the rest are willing to learn and use it. So you have to constantly think about them and the generation next, what it is going to experience. Similarly, whatever I give in terms of your dwellings, etc., that should be upgradable for the next 10 years. Like we give toilets which come from Denmark, basically because they're wheelchair friendly. If I'm in a wheelchair, no third person need to come and give me a bath or take me to the toilet. So that I want to keep my self-esteem up. So those are the things that you have to constantly keep thinking. That's what my boys and girls do. And we try to say how we can improve the quality of life. If you have Parkinson, you can't eat because your spoon shakes. But there are spoons available which can be put here and you can easily eat with that spoon because it is locked onto this place. Small things, but it makes a lot of difference to their comfort level.
Thank you very much. Any further questions? Yeah, please go ahead.
I'm R.V. Devishri Ashtalakshmi from GRG School of Management Studies. And is spending necessary? Is spending on websites necessary? Building a web application or a mobile application necessary? Spending too much? Because we younger generations are impatient, as you said, and we cannot be easily trapped. We can't be attracted by the advertisement so easily, and with that attraction only we go into the website, we see and we make a like. With that like only you are able to data mine and you are able to, it is some kind of marketing that happens there and you are promoting the product by that means. Is it necessary or it is not necessary?
You may be a smart bee, but my objective is what? I am looking to attract that bee and capture it and make it, bring it in my fold. So if you get attracted to my product, you would like to know more details about it. So your website may be required to have those details, but since you are a bee who doesn't have a patience, I bring you to a landing page which has got only very minimum amount of details available to keep you attracted. And if you want more details, you just press it, and then you go to my main website. So I cannot say that everybody will not be attracted to that, because it depends upon the target audience that I have. I have seniors who may be wanting to move into my premises. I may also be having a young girl like you wanting to send your mother-in-law to my premises. So both are required. I have to cater for both of them.
Being in the industrial marketing front, I'm more interested in the sale happening and genuine inquiries coming to me rather than the likes. So I would rather design my site or my app to generate a problem statement like what Mr. Gilbert was mentioning. I want more than the like, your problem. If you share that with me, then yes, then my site or my app is doing the purpose for which it was intended to. If I have 1 lakh likes, but still I don't get a problem statement, I would scrap that app or my website.
I think she has raised one very fundamental question. I think we need to think about it. The way I interpret her question is, on the one hand, we are saying that the attention span of the younger generation is short. They are impatient. They want speed. All that we are saying on the one hand. On the other hand, we design websites, we design pages and things like that which go on and on and on and on. Is this not a dichotomy which needs to be resolved? Is it worth spending so much of money on websites and things like that when I'm not I don't have the fundamental patience. I think that is the question she is asking. You want to attempt? Yeah, please.
Have you ever experienced an Apple phone? They were the first mobile phones without a user manual. There was no user manual when they sold a phone. First day when Apple sold a phone in the US, people bought the box, they were searching for the manual. So user interface and user experience, there are two words which you have to know when you design a website. User experience, within 2 clicks I should reach my point. Or within 1 click I should reach my point. How effective your website is. Should not drag them. Just you want to know about say a sweet. Right away when you get into a restaurant's web page, you should just touch a sweet button and you will get a variety of sweets. You touch the sweet you want, you order it and take it off. If you don't have a proper menu, you say lunch, dinner and breakfast, and you go to the breakfast, then you choose a sweet, you use 4 keys instead of 1 key, then your website is not great. So you have to try to give a great user interface and experience. So you have a lot of consultants. They are not digital consultants, they are user face consultants. You have a lot of consultants and they will guide you on that. When you design a web page, try to get know from a great user experience consultant.
Okay, see, now if you take Patanjali, how many of you know that Baba Ramdev is not the owner of Patanjali? 94%, okay, you're managing students. 94% stake is by Acharya Balakrishnan, I suppose. He's the owner. But you know, people buy because of Baba Ramdev and they think they can do yoga as well and they can stay fit. Promoters try their own tricks on you. I tell you, I don't know about Saravanan. Mobile apps don't work properly. I'm from the industry where I make mobile apps. People are more friendly, you know, because they say, why should I download and keep an app there for the sake of buying from you, even if it is daily sales? A mobile friendly website, I think, sells better than a mobile application. So all these we also come to know only by research.
Thank you very much. With that, I think we will close the session. Why don't you give a big round of applause to all the panel speakers? I think they have been wonderful. Thank you very much. I'm quite certain that the comments which have been made from the panel are of some use to all the youngsters around here. And we must thank CMA for putting together this kind of an event, which will ultimately benefit all the students. As a token of our appreciation and regards to all the speakers, on behalf of CMA, we would like to present a memento. May I ask our past president, Ramesh Kumar, to do the honors? Please, this way, this way, this way, this way. From my right, Paul Karthikeyan, Colonel, and on this side, Ashok, Saravanan. Thank you, Ramesh. Thank you very much. And back to the MC.
As a fitting finale to this summit, I kindly request Dr. P.V. Prava, MC member CMA, to propose the vote of thanks.
Good evening to one and all present here. What a wonderful evening and afternoon we had. And we had a lot of takeaways from this program, and it was really interesting. First of all, heartfelt thanks of CMA to PSG College of Engineering and Technology for sponsoring this hall, Dr. Nandagopal and Dr. Srividya, who straight away accepted to give this hall for the CMA program, and wholehearted thanks to them in absentia. Thank you all the panelists who have readily agreed for our invitation, and who have shared your thoughts and your values to all our student community. Thank you, sir. Hearty thanks to Mr. Saravanan Vellayan, Mr. C.N. Ashok, Mr. Colonel Sridharan, Mr. K. Thangaraj, Mr. Paul Gilbert, Mr. Karthikeyan Jawahar, who have value-added us for the last 2 hours. Thank you, sir. In spite of your busy schedule, you were able to come here. That too, our invitation, we did not fix you before 15 days or 20 days. Only a week before we have fixed all of you. And hearty thanks from me and from all my student community for being here with us. Thank you so much. Next, we are thankful to our moderator. Without his permission, I simply said, Bala sir, you're going to be the moderator for the program. I want to share the small instance with you. I went to the managing committee meeting on 29th, and I said, Bala sir, whoever I'm calling, they say, it's either last week of March or first week of April, we are not able to come. He said, don't worry, and he silently fixed up 2 speakers, Mr. Ashok and Mr. Colonel. And I gained momentum. Are we not in a position to fix speakers? Then we really geared up, and each and every one of us fixed up speakers, and we made this event happen. Thank you to Ramesh Kumar sir, and thank you to Dr. Chitra for helping us a great way through. Hearty thanks to the past president CMA, Mr. Ramesh Kumar, who has been here with us. And we thank all the directors, deans of various business schools, the faculty members, the real runners of this program are the CMA student chapter coordinators, who have done really a good job, starting from Vijay Lakshmi to Manzoor. And hats off to all of you, and I hope that you will also sail in the same momentum. Thank you, all of you, without whom this program would have not been successful. Last but not the least, hearty thanks to our president, Mr. OAB, in his absentia, who has really motivated us to run the programs of CMA student chapter. And dear friends, whatever is possible from the CMA student chapter, we are doing to value add you. The main objective is value addition, and we want you to expose to everything, whatever is possible from the Coimbatore Management Association, and hope that you'll also give your continuous patronage for all these programs. Thank you for attending this, and thank you for your good participation. Thank you one and all, and hearty thanks to Meena, the Secretariat of CMA, for her wonderful work. Thank you everyone.
Thank you, ma'am. With freedom in mind, faith in words, pride in our heart, memories in our soul, let's raise for national anthem. I request all the dignitaries on the dais, staff members and students to join for refreshment.